Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I am going to talk about this reverse harem that I've had on my TBR, my actual physical TBR, for a minute now, 2021-ish, and it's by Amber Nicole. And the first book I just finished is Forever Changed. This is a duet. This is a reverse harem. There's 5 guys, and I'm getting myself prepared for the reverse harem that I know that there's 9 guys in the harem. And 5 was a lot for me. I'm hoping that the 9 will be more cohesive. But anyways, we have our heroine. Her name is Kara or Carson. She is a Kansas ranch girl. She grew up on a farm. She's very beautiful, bubbly, has a great attitude, very sweet, and she is a virgin. She is going to Texas to go to a legacy school that her mother, who has recently passed away from cancer, going to Texas to go to her mother's sorority. One of her guys, his name is Memphis, and he is her best friend. So this is a couple of years after her mother's dead. Her father starts a relationship with Memphis's mother, making them step siblings. And Memphis and her have, I think, a 5-year age gap. It's either 5 or 3 years. But she's been in love with him for a long time, forever. And he is also a rock star. They haven't said anything. They both like each other, but they both don't know each other likes them. So she goes off to college. We also meet our other 2 boys, but they don't come into it until the 100-page mark. Our other 2 boys, which is Connor and Xavier, they are there. There might be 6 guys, because it's Memphis, Connor, Xavier, Jace, Lay, and Easton. Yeah, and 6 guys. They meet each other for her final hoorah before she goes to college. And she tries to just let Memphis go. Her feelings for Memphis, they're gonna be step-siblings, so she doesn't want, that's too, she thinks it's too taboo for him right now. So she's just gonna let her feelings go and then try to move on to somebody else, and that's Connor. It's so complicated. The big drama in this is that Penny doesn't want her to be in the sorority at all. So she hatches a plan with Layden, Jace, who are in a relationship together, and Easton, who is Jace's twin brother, to destroy her, innocence, make her have a huge scandal. So either unalive herself or have her leave the college. So she doesn't want any competition and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of crazy. But she's doing this because she is blackmailing them for something that we don't know really, but we kind of get bits and pieces of it throughout the book. But it's something very, very big, super big, where they are willing to do a lot of things that morally that they would never do. But because she has this blackmailed information that if she puts out will ruin them forever. But as they meet Carson or Kara, they're just taken aback with how sweet she is, how polite and innocent she is, and it is making them question what they don't want to do this anymore. And Carson has to go through a lot of hardcore bullying, which would be most of it's hazing on her end from her sorority. But again, her sorority doesn't want her to be there, so they're making her do a lot of very, very humiliating things to try have her like leave. This did leave on a cliffhanger. There's a lot of things that are just, I was just taken aback by like what was going on. The relationships is like very complicated. Like here I am trying to tell you like all the boys and who they are and like what they're doing, and like a lot of them don't really know that they're together with her, and some of them do. So like it's like complicated in that. And then also like Memphis and her aren't together in the book, even though like you start seeing like slowly like them coming together, but like they don't actually get together, but they want to be. This is like so crazy. Like I don't know how I feel about like the ending, like the point of no return for her. I don't know how I would get past what was being shown to everyone and the people involved. So like it's just like a lot for me. This was crazy. And then like the actual ending, I was like, no, I don't want this person. Like I knew that this person felt super bad. Like most of them, all of them felt bad, but I knew this person did not want any part of this and was very heartbroken. So having the ending the way that this ended, I'm hoping that we don't have a tragic ending or tragic beginning for the next book. Like, I'm hoping. So I have read the first couple of pages in the second book, which is Forever Yours. I think they're trying to like get this situation to not happen, but yeah, this is a lot. I don't know how we're going to come back from a lot. I will let you know that there are two characters in this book, in this duet. I'm guessing since like nothing has been settled with these two characters in the first book, I distinctly hate, which is Dolly and Penny. Like that is just cray. Penny is just like super crazy. I've never experienced a more like psychotic character who's like bent on revenge. And I don't like having her not be a legacy student doesn't like seem like something like you would go this hard for. There has to be like something underlined in this, but we don't know yet. So I'm just like, I just don't think that like you can be that psychotic for these situations that you're putting Kara through unless like you're just that cold-hearted. And she does seem like that kind of person, but I don't know. You know what I mean? So, and then Dolly, oh my gosh, Dolly is just stage 4 clinger. There is also something very psychotic about her as well. I just can't put my finger on it. Like, I just think that she is like negative. Like, well, I know she's negative for this. Like, something's off in her psyche, and I don't know what it is. But Memphis is trying to get over having feelings for her stepsister, so Dolly is like the next best thing. I mean, you can just do a groupie, but whatever. I also understand that like he is in a very touchy situation because Dolly is his bandmate and also her uncle is his boss. So I know he's in a very precarious situation for that. It's just like it's a lot going on in this. And I'm hoping that the situation gets better in book 2. But we shall see, because right now, like, this was like super chaotic and also very angsty. I will let you know that like this is so frustrating and is very, very, I don't think it's intentionally to be frustrating, but it's just like she's so fickle with like her thoughts and her personality. One minute she's like, I'm gonna stand up for myself and fight for this, like not trying to be bullied and all that kind of stuff. And then the next minute she's just like submissive in it. And then one minute the boys are just like having plots or thinking of other plots and plans and trying to execute plans to have Penny's blackmail not happen, not affect them, like trying to get the blackmail from her. But then they never go through the plan. Like they always go back to Penny's plot, which is like taking down Kara. So it's just so frustrating to be in like all of their heads and go through like all of their emotions and them not doing anything about it. Like I understand people make mistakes. You have to go through like a lots of trials and tribulations of things and make mistakes and all that kind of stuff. But like this is like a lot. And I was getting so frustrated with all of them, every single last one of them, except for Memphis. Memphis was like, I don't think he could do anything in his situation besides like not have sex with Dolly. But then what happened in the beginning kind of messed that whole thing up, you know? But yeah, everyone else. Oh, and then Connor. Yeah, so I think Connor is another one who he's just there. Him and Memphis, they're just there in like their own worlds, and I can understand. Everyone else is just getting on my nerves. Literally getting on my nerves. I just like, their personality and how fickle their personality is just crazy. But yeah, so again, like I said, hopefully we resolve everything. Well, obviously we are going to resolve everything and have an AGA in the end. But we shall see. I will get back with you probably tomorrow. I think I'm going to read to chapter 3 or 4 and then call it a night. So I will see you guys in a minute. So I finished part 2, which is Forever Yours, just a few minutes ago. And what a crazy plot this is. I don't understand like where we went. Like it was just like it went from like a very frustrating and chaotic storyline with like all the POVs to the plot just going bonkers. Like this is like very unhinged. So if you don't want any spoilers for this book, you shouldn't just stop right here, okay? But I'm going in depth because I feel so bombarded. I feel so overwhelmed, and I feel like, what the fuck did I just read? Carson is pregnant. At first, we don't know who the father could be, but then we find out who the father is, and then we find out the blackmail. We find out like what Jay Sladen and Easton have been blackmailed with, and that was crazy. And like here they are thinking that they Leighton thinks that he killed someone during a sex act, and we find out like it wasn't that. It was because Penny found out something that the girl was allergic to. Easton had just ate it, and it transferred to her while they were in the middle of sex act, and so she died. And that was so they hit the body and buried her in the back. Like what? Then Memphis is being like, in the first book we find out like Memphis has a sex tape with Dolly, but we find out she's drugged him to have the sex tape. She's the one who made sex tape happen, which is also very crazy. But even more crazier is that she's been having an affair with her uncle, blood uncle. What? Okay. Then we also find out that like the boys, Easton and Jace, decide to like to tell their father that they are getting blackmailed by Penny and like to come clean. And then we find out that like Penny is blackmailing their father as well, and Penny wants to marry Easton. Which I was just like, okay, yeah, Easton, stand up for yourself. But then he's just like, I don't know if I can. I might have to do this. Kara doesn't want me. I was just like, where did we get this storyline from? When I tell you at the like engagement party, kind of sort of, he finally like stands up for himself and tells her no, because he found out that she was messing around with someone, and she's just like, well, we don't have sex, so you only finger me and I need sex, so of course I'm gonna be with someone else. And she says it in front of everyone, and he's like, well, the wedding's off, like I'm not doing this, like you whatever, this is like, we're not doing that. And his father's just like, yeah, yelling at him, and he just leaves. His brother at this party, and Penny goes in front of his father and like starts yelling at him about what's going on. His father pulls out a gun, shoots Penny in the face, then shoots the other guy she was messing with. And then goes to Jace and says, like, Jace, you're going to take the fall for this. Blah, 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 blah. And then Easton and Jace's mother comes up and she takes off her scarf. She's been wearing scarves throughout this whole entire book. It's her next, and we found out there's bruises all over her neck. And she takes the gun that his father just gave him, wipes it down with her scarf, and then like Jace realizes that she's been getting abused by their father, and then she shoots her husband. And she was gonna take fall for all the deaths going around. And I was just like, what? And then like the police are arresting her, but then someone from like the wait staff was filming everything, so like they know that he actually murdered Penny and the other guy. And then he was going to try to make Jace take the fall, and then the mother took the gun and just started shooting. I was just like, what? I don't know. I just don't know. This is a lot for me, and I just don't know. I've never felt so it's a lot. I I don't know what to say. Like this is a lot. And on top of that, we find out that she has cancer, I think, and she's pregnant. So like they're giving her until I think a little bit after the birth of her daughter Dallas to live. And so she only tells Memphis and not the other boys. So like they're trying to live. She's trying to have them have like a very happy go lucky life until she dies. Which, I mean, I guess I can see it that way. And then she starts dying, and the boys are just like frantic and mad at Memphis for like not telling them, and it's just like it's just so much going on in the last 50, 60 pages. I don't know. This was crazy. This was bonkers. I think overall, I'm just going to say this book to me is a 3 or 2.75. 2.75 is like, I think it's okay. Because this was just crazy. And it made everything so unrealistic. And I just don't know. Maybe a 3? I did finish it. Did I enjoy it though? I think I'll just give it a 3. So overall, I think the series is like a 3.5, but they're both 3s. I love the first one better than the second one because the second one is just crazy and wild. But yeah. That's it. Like that's all I can tell you because this is like I just don't understand. I really don't. But yeah. I hope I guess I would recommend it if you like very unhinged stories, very unbelievable stories like that. But that's it. Like that's all I can tell you because I feel like I should take a break from reading. I'm not going to, but like this story, if I was just like a casual reader, this duet would make me take a break from reading for a minute because of how everything fell apart and resolved in that like the last 60 pages of craziness. I hope you all enjoyed this. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer. I post a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Sunday. So please be subscribed so you can figure out what's going on. I love books, romance books in general. So you'll see some more from me. Okay, just let's stick around. And have a good day. Bye.